My name is Hannes Steyn from the Property Point program, and it's a privilege this afternoon to join with you in your wherever, hopefully at home or at the office, and just to enjoy this couple of minutes where we're going to zone into our businesses, the real entrepreneurs on the ground, what they're doing, what they're all about, and to tell their stories. And you can also sign up to our newsletter at the www.ettp.co.za, and you can also follow us on YouTube on the ETTP channel. So welcome again, and it's really my privilege this afternoon to introduce to you a gentleman all the way from a business owner, a father, a husband, and so much more, all the way from the Eastern Cape. Sakele Kenjane, the owner and the director owner of Callabash Ventures. Good afternoon, Sakele. How are you doing?
Good afternoon, Hannes, and good afternoon to everyone. I'm doing very well, thank you. It is trying times for everyone, but we're keeping our heads above the water.
That's good. You know, I'm well, thank you, Sakele. You're quite right. It's challenging times, but you know, I choose to look at the glass half full and not half empty. So my fight is really in my mind, you know, and that's where we need to win. You know, that's where many things start. So it's good to have a chat with you. I know you're also a NLP practitioner, so we might just get into the mind things as well. You know, how to position our mind in times like this. And I think it's very important that we need to look at our mental health, our mental strength, our mental condition, and conditioning also during this time. But we might just touch on that later on, Sakele. Sakele, background. Where did you grow up? Your childhood days. Just give us some background about the person, Sakele.
Wow, thank you, Hannes. Coming from the very humble beginnings, from a small village in a small town called Tsolo, that's in the former Transkei. I'm the firstborn. We are 8 at home. We are 8 kids at home. I'm the big brother of everyone. Sadly, my parents are late, so I'm the deputy father in the family, and I've taken over that responsibility. I have 5 brothers and 3 sisters. There used to be 10 of us. 2 of my siblings are late. So born in a Christian family with very, very strong Christian values. My mother was a teacher, and my father owned a construction business. Very, very key lessons I learned from him. At a very, very tender age, you knew that you had to work hard for everything that you get. You as a child, you couldn't just get something for free. You had to work for it. So somehow they actually instilled that value and sense of discipline in me, something that I really appreciate today, because I live by that value. That you have to put in the work before reaping the benefits.
Yeah.
Yes, I am a father. I've been married now for 13 years. And the next 2 years, celebrating my 15 years as a husband. I have 2 beautiful kids, a son and a daughter. My son is 13, and my daughter is turning 10. my siblings are all over the place. They're professionals in their own right. Some are in the IT space. Most of them, I don't know why they chose IT. Most of my brothers are in IT. I have one who's in the SAPS. I have one who's with the correctional services as a teacher.
Mm.
And my sisters are based in Cape Town. The professionals as well in their fields.
Okay. Okay. Sakele, just tell me about um, maybe just about your business. How did you get into business, and what's your business all about? Callabash Ventures, and maybe also tell us about why Callabash. It's not it's not Sakele or Kinjani Enterprises, but why Callabash? But just the whole story, how you got into business, what you do, what's your services or products, and also Callabash. Why Callabash?
It's very interesting, Hannes. I am someone who I sort of apply my mind. I think hard every time I start a new venture. I think about where would I like to see this venture? What would I like to see it doing? What contribution would I like to make through this venture? So Calabash, in my language, is Xhosa, is Iselwa. Iselwa is a calabash. It stores food for the family. It stores food for the community. And when I started this company back in 2007, my thinking was around creating a venture that would create opportunities and enable other small businesses to be successful in whatever that they were doing. So that's why the name Callabash came into being. So that's what we try to do, harness in our small way, trying to mentor, coach other businesses that actually come to us for assistance. We are still a small business ourselves, but we believe that we've got what it takes to enable others to do well in business. I started off my career way back in 1998 when I joined South African Airways. I joined their reservations department. I became a team leader and a manager in the reservations department back then when SAA was still SAA. I'm not going to get into politics of SAA now. And that organization sort of got me, or rather taught me, the importance of customer service, because with what I was doing at SAA, my biggest role was to build and maintain the relationships between the airline and mostly your top Voyager members, your platinum gold and platinum Voyager members. And I got to interact with the captains of the industry, because it's the kind of people who would have 1,000,000 miles, for instance, million Voyager miles, because of the amount of traveling they used to do. And I got to understand what the service industry was about, that in everything that you do, you put your client at the center, and you go completely out of your way. You go an extra mile to try and meet the needs of your clients in order for your business to be sustainable, in order to be head and shoulders above your competition. So that's what we did. And after SAA, I joined the SA chapter of the African Renaissance. If some of you would remember, it was the brainchild of the ex-president, President Mbeki, when he was pushing the African agenda making sure that Africa is really for Africans, and Africans begin to do business among themselves. We get to embrace who we are as a continent and as a nation, which is the Rainbow Nation. So I fell in love with that concept. So I joined them as a project manager. And then after that, I went back to the travel industry. I joined a Canadian-based travel agency group, which was called Uniglobe Travel. I was their national franchise manager. I must say, I'm still proud of the record that I made in that organization, because I took over from a chap that sold about 2 franchises in 2 years. And when I got in, I sold 6 franchises in 2 months. So nobody in the almost 30-year history of that organization, nobody has actually broken my record. It's something that I'm quite proud of. And then from there, I decided to go into business on my own. In 2003, I bought a franchise, a travel agency franchise. If you remember, there's a group called Have World Travel. I was one of their franchises, and I operated from Killarney Mall up in Johannesburg. We did very well in that business till I decided to move back to the Eastern Cape at the end of mid-2005. When I moved to the Eastern Cape, I started a tour operation because of the strong background and experience I had in the travel and tourism industry. So I started bringing tourists from all over the world to the Eastern Cape to explore the Eastern Cape. And then at the beginning of 2007, I realized that I grew up in the construction industry. My father was a contractor, so I assisted in the projects. I was managing and running some of his projects while I was still a youngster. So that's where I actually cut my teeth in business. So I went back to my roots, which is the built environment and construction and property. We started off in 2007 as an estate agency. We're actually one of the first Black-owned estate agencies in town, that is in East London. That's when the whole story of transformation started in the property sector. We did well, and we started expanding into other areas. We started buying old properties and we would fix them up, sell them, rent out some. And then I decided to empower myself and equip myself with skills in that sector. I went and did a diploma in project management. I did a diploma in property development as well. And I started seeing other opportunities within the sector. We started expanding into property management. We started expanding into facilities management as well. Good. And construction. And we started doing public sector projects, tendered for government work, and we had a few private clients as well that we were servicing. So it's been a few years of learning. We've made some missteps along the way, and we have put ourselves back on track, lost money, and we've come back again. So yeah, we are on a journey of development. We are still developing ourselves, and we're confident that we've got a good value to offer, and we see our future. We are confident that we are running a sustainable business.
Good. Let's talk about sustainability, because I think what a word, what a idea. You know, in the landscape that we find ourselves in, it's all about sustainability and going forward. But just stepping one step back, what is the lesson? So you've got a, there's a, you spend some time in in the travel industry. There's a whole journey, but specifically in business, what's the lessons? Maybe just two lessons that you've learned during this journey in business, specifically maybe in the property industry. But just share with us those lessons. Just that's that you can highlight to us.
You see, Hannes, one of the biggest things I've learned in business is that, the kind of values you have as a person, and it's something that we really look at as people, and particularly as business people. The kind of personal values that you embody, that you have, that you live by, will influence your organizational culture. If you are somebody who plans and who visualizes, who finds value in creating a strong vision for your organization, that is something that is going to carry you through, whether you experience tough times, like the time that we're experiencing at the moment. It's what's in your heart that will carry you through. It's the vision that you have created that will carry you through, and it is this vision that will actually outlive you. We have organizations that have been in existence for over 100, 200 years. And it's that vision that was crafted by the founders of that business that have ensured that these businesses are sustainable in the long term. And it's the same thing that we have to do as business people. What is it that I would want my business to contribute to humanity? And how is that going to add value in one or two other people's lives going forward? Yeah. So it becomes very, very critical to have a very, very clear and concise vision about where you are going as a business, because it's your vision that actually creates the roadmap for you as a business. Even if you have challenges you get faced with along the way, that vision does carry you. And another thing, I think, commitment to your cause. Commitment, you don't only commit when the situation allows you or the circumstances are favorable. You commit to your cause even if the circumstances are not favorable. Like, for instance, right now, majority of businesses are going under. Majority of businesses are seeking assistance from government and all of that. It's a really tough time. Nobody really anticipated what we are going through. And when this COVID-19 hit, I brought my staff into a meeting, an emergency meeting, and said, guys, now we're faced with a situation that we've never faced before. I need everybody's ideas on how we can make sure that our business is sustainable in the long term. So, which says the people that you bring into your space, the people that are in your business, it's important to make sure that they become part of the business and they give them enough space to actually make a meaningful contribution by bringing their ideas. And also something that we really do as business people, we think about our businesses and we forget that the people that come into our businesses have their own dreams. And if we could allow our businesses to be a platform for those people that are in your business to realize their own dreams, and ultimately what will happen is that your business will actually get better and it will be sustainable in the future. So the people that are in your business are very, very critical in times like this. Okay. So I have a great team of people that are assisting me.
Yeah, yeah. Look, Sakela, I think that's one of the key areas in the challenging times that we are living in is to draw not just on your own capabilities, but also on the team, because they are bringing that energy as well. Now, you got your team together and you explained to them, listen, this is where we are finding ourselves. What was that discussion, and what is the strategy in your business moving forward during or through this lockdown and also beyond? What is Calabash strategy? Just in just highlight a couple of points with your team.
We thanks for that, Hannes. We realize that the industry is suffering, and we had to gather ideas for starters as to what is it that we can do that will ensure that our business is sustainable. Callabash is part of a group of companies. We offer quite a wide range of services within the group. We have Callabash offering your property maintenance, building construction, and facilities management. We have one of our subsidiaries offering occupational health services, and we have one offering security services, your high-tech security services. And we started another subsidiary which offers hygiene services. And we analyzed the situation that we find ourselves in and said, what is it that the economy is going to need before reopening and bringing people back from home to the workplace? How do we make sure that the environment will be conducive for people to perform? It will be conducive for people to work in a healthy environment, and it will sort of prevent the spread of the coronavirus. And we took a decision to actually invest our resources on starting a hygiene services company. We quickly researched and got expert advice and information on how we can actually set it up. And now we are fully set up. The company is running. It's called Cleantech Hygiene Systems. We offer your deep cleaning, office and industrial deep cleaning services, decontamination, disinfection, and sanitization services. And we also, within the company, supply personal protective equipment, PPE. If, for instance, you look at the education sector, all schools are closed at the moment.
Yeah.
And before kids are brought back to school, and teachers and even employees of Department of Education can actually go back, the environment that they're going to work in has to be properly sanitized, has to be properly disinfected before anybody can go back and
right.
restart their business. So those are the services that we offer. And starting this subsidiary has actually cushioned the other companies, other subsidiaries that are not doing as well at this moment because of the lockdown.
Yeah.
And it has absorbed the shock that would have gone through. We are quite busy at the moment. We've now, because of the information that we have, because of the knowledge that we've empowered ourselves with, we are actually assisting the government in even developing terms of reference to actually call for services like the services that we offer. So there's a consultancy part of what we're doing because of the knowledge base that we have.
Yeah.
So it became part of our strategy, in fact, to make sure that we bring on board this kind of services, and we're quite busy. So it means, Hannes, that every business has got to adapt. There are two things you can do in situations and in times like this. You can either close shop and say, there's nothing we can do, the world is coming to an end, or find opportunities even in the midst of chaos. That's what we choose to do. It's part of our DNA. It's part of who we are. We try, even in the worst of times, we try to remain positive and try to identify opportunities.
Yeah.
And one other critical thing for businesses, you know, there's a saying that says every dark cloud has a silver lining. There's quite an important meaning to that, Hannes. And as a business, it's something that we need to learn. That even in wartime, there are always business opportunities.
Yeah.
So we are faced with that situation as we speak, but there's vast opportunities. We just need to adapt as businesses and re-engineer our processes and make sure that we actually take advantage of the opportunities that a chaotic situation presents to us.
Yeah. Sakele, thank you for that. I think, and I want to touch on where our conditioning, our mind is playing in times like this, because you can either give in, or you can use your mind and condition your mind to say, listen, I'm going to be positive. I'm going to embrace this. And on that field, you can actually achieve. And then, possibilities opens up. So what I'm seeing is when one is negative and overwhelmed by all this negative influences and all the voices, sometimes it's actually difficult to really to stand up in the morning and to make it happen. So how important is it for you to have your mind well conditioned, or have your mind at the right place, at least trying to be positive? What is your, just in a quick, explain to us, what is your practice, to be at that positive place during this times?
You see, Hannes, in a few words, I'm just going to say, negativity breeds negativity, and positivity breeds positivity. When you are in a positive space, you align yourself. We are part of the energy. As human beings, we are part of the energy that flows in the world. And I'm talking about the kind of energy that creates things. And you can only create things when you emit positive energy. When you are positive about yourself, when you have positive energy, when the people around you are positive as well. In the book called Law of Attraction, whatever that you put your mind into, whatever your dominant thoughts are, you are likely to attract that. The universe doesn't recognize right from wrong. So what you think about, the universe takes that as something that is important to you, and it gives you more of what you are thinking about. Yeah. So if you're thinking about negativity and you are surrounded with negativity, and it's something that is constantly in your mind, guess what's going to happen?
Yeah.
More negative things are going to manifest in your life.
That's correct.
But if you choose to be positive about life,
yes,
despite the situation, and in spite of a situation that you are going through, you choose to focus on the results that you want to create for yourself, the results that you want to create for your business, the results that you want to create for your family, your community, and your country for that matter. And you focus only on those results. Guess what's going to happen? The universe will conspire with you and bring those positive things that you think about. It may not happen now, but if constantly you put your mind in a place where you see the stuff that you want to achieve, where you see the dreams that you dream about becoming a reality, those dreams will actually become a reality. I've learned this.
Sakele, thank you.
Yes, yes, Hannes.
Sakela, I totally agree with you because, you know, the thing is, it's now, it's 40 odd days in lockdown. There's so many voices, there's so many negativity around us. So, you know, the thing is to stand up in the morning purposefully saying to yourself, listen, I'm going to make it this day. I choose, and you used the word choose. I choose to be positive. And when I'm positive, I will attract positive things. And I also make a decision that I choose who I surround myself with, you know, with positive people. So that support structure is also very, very important. I don't want to we don't have time to get into all of this, but it's so important for all businesses out there, business that are listening. As Sakele is saying, positiveness attracts positive things. Negativeness is going to attract all the negative stuff. So choose today, you know, and this is one of the big takeouts of this discussion, this in conversation discussion with Sakele is be positive, make a decision, mind over matter, surround yourself with positive people, and let's take it step by step in moving forward. Sakele, we thank you so much. Well done on your journey. There's so much, there's so much insight. There's so much value that you can add to businesses and small businesses and etc. So thank you for your time. All the best with all your ventures, your new things that you are doing, adding value to the bigger picture. So thank you for your time, and have a good one. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Hannes. I really appreciate this moment. And good luck to everyone out there. I understand that times are really difficult, but I think we are bigger than the situation that we are faced with. And all of us collectively, and thank you for this platform that allows us to share insights and motivate each other and inspire each other. Thank you, guys. This is brilliant. I'm really grateful to be part of this family and to be part of this movement. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Sakele. And just a reminder, just to sign up for our newsletter at www.ettp.co.za. Thank you for your participation. All the best. You can follow us on our YouTube channel at ETTP, and enjoy your afternoon and be positive. Thank you. All the best.